Just now? Really? She said there's Natasha said we just had a little mini earthquake. Oh, there it is. Feel it? I hear it. Little tiny one. Just barely. You're doing better, honey. That's 3. You're already a champion. Just the tiniest little kind of little bitty little thing. But look, this thing could have a 9.0, and this building's not coming down. It's not. In fact, after the Northridge quake, which was a serious earthquake, they went through and they looked at the things that did fail, which turned out to be freeways. Same thing in the San Francisco quake, which was a bit earlier. And they realized, okay, these overpasses, which were the only things that actually came down, and when I say they, I mean one. There was one interchange between the 5 North, where it branches off to the, is it the 14, I guess, up to Palmdale? A part of that came down, and they looked at it, and they figured out why, and then for years after that, they went all through LA, and around these concrete pillars, they welded steel sheaths, because what was happening was that the ones that had failed, and then the concrete had chipped and broken off, and that led to the thing to collapse. But if you wrap it in a steel sheet, even if the concrete collapses, it's got no place to go, so it's still giving you compression strength. So they're great. And I just keep thinking, there's just every time. Oh, by the way, let's take something a little more recent. Remember Ebola 2-3 years ago? 4, 5, whatever it was. Remember that? I did an afterburner on Ebola, and I said Ebola is not going to be a problem here because I took a look at a number. I forgot what the number is, the medical name of it. But it has to do with the number of people who are infected from a person who's infected. And if the number is below a certain point, I guess it's below 2 or something, I don't remember. But if a disease transmission rate is below this minimum, then that disease will burn itself out. And this Ebola was well below the minimum. And I remember saying, folks, I know everybody's worried about it, and I know everybody's scared about it, but I'm telling you, this is not going to be what we think it's going to be because we saw it in the movies. Because we saw movie after movie after movie of American cities with no cars that are moving and body bags everywhere, and the hero who's either immune or who's wearing a plastic suit or something is battling against time to save the day. No, it doesn't happen. Yes, baby. Oh, another one. This one's a little bigger. Things are going a little shaky here. I don't know if you can hear it. Oh, I'll be right back. Hang on 1 second. Hang on, folks. Well, that was a bigger ride than the previous one by far. We had lights shaking in here, and if you're not used to them, they are soul destroying. So I'm going to just wrap this up real quick, and I'm going to take my beautiful wife home, and I'm glad she was here and not at home by herself. I'll go home and see. But this one, I've got something here, the little app on, I don't know if it's quick enough. This may not be updated yet. But we just had a significant earthquake here. The lights that we have are we're going back and forth. Hey, X-Snore has one. It's still a little tiny, little bit rocky. No events in the current feed. No, that was a decent shake. And it is a very, very, very unnerving experience. And look, I'm doing fine with it because I've been through them. Seriously, guys, I know a lot of people are making jokes and stuff, but yeah, so it is the Searles Valley one. Some things on the bookshelf fell over, really? All right, so we have video evidence. So I'm going to go home. I'm going to take my wife home and make sure everything's okay at home. Yep, there's a whole cluster of them right there. You can see. Just get some information about that. The magnitude is not. Oh, hang on, less than, greater than, hang on. It's not showing up yet, but it was a good shake. Well, there's live TV to you. 5.0? No, it was bigger than that. 7.1? That sounds about right. Yep. I would say 7.1 sounds just about right. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed this earth-shaking edition of the Stratosphere Lounge, brought to you by the paying members at BillWhittle.com. And while I'm sounding flip about it, I'm only able to sound flip about it because I've been through a number of these things, and until you get used to it, and you've been through enough, and you realize that things are just they're gonna be all right. You just got to hang on. But once that happens, it's better. But the first few times, it is just absolutely turn you to jelly. It's just terrible. So I'm gonna go home. I might be able to upload this from home later. I'm not going to upload it right now. Thanks very much for coming and having a great time. And 124 miles from LA. Okay, so we're going to go home, and everything here is fine. And the Stratosphere Lounge rode it out like a champ, like I knew it would. So there is something about having the entire Earth moving that is just pretty freaky. Anyway, this steely-eyed missile man here is earthquake veteran, and I thought it was kind of fun. Breaks up a day anyway. All right, so that'll do it. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm going to call it a day here, and we will see you hopefully next week on the Stratosphere Lounge. Okay, bye-bye.